Hi everyone, Jackie Crawford-Ross with RE/MAX Professional Associates, and today I'm going to be going over what I look for in offers that are submitted on my listings. So hopefully giving you the education as the buyer of how you can structure a winning offer in today's market. So as of the recording of this video, the Massachusetts real estate market is super hot, meaning it's a seller's market. So boil that down even more, that means there are more buyers than houses on the market. So there are typically multiple offers per property in Massachusetts right now. So, of course, if you're in the housing market, you want to buy a house. So I'm going to be going over what I look for on the properties that I list that I'm representing a seller on. Okay, there are 5 major things that I'm looking for in offers. So number 1 is price. I only mention it because that is kind of like the benchmark, but it is not always what wins your offer. So I'll probably mention that. It's kind of like the threshold to just get in, but not the most important. Number 1. Number 2 is deposits. What are you putting down on the house to purchase this property? It's not your full down payment. Consult with your buyer's agent and your lender on what you're going to be doing for your down payment. Deposit is a part of your down payment, but deposit is a signal to the seller that you're serious about buying this property and you are going to see it to fruition and purchase this house. As the list agent, I typically look for 3 to 5% of purchase price as deposit money in total. In the Massachusetts real estate market, you typically have 2 deposits. In total, out of those 2 deposits, I typically like to see 3 to 5% of purchase price as deposits. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is the type of financing that a buyer is going to be using to purchase my client's property. So, of course, cash is important. It is not always the winning offer. I will mention that. But financing can matter. I don't care what type of financing you may have as a buyer. All that matters is you are approved by a lender, but it might determine who might actually be able to buy a certain property. For example, if I have a very old home that I am listing, maybe it was built in the 1800s, and I know that there's a bunch of chipping and peeling paint, then FHA financing, meaning the first-time home buyer financing, might not be the best fit for this property because they typically require the seller to address the chipping and peeling paint before closing. So once again, I don't care what kind of financing you have, it just matters that you have financing, but that might determine who can actually purchase this property. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 is closing time frame. When you as a buyer put in your offer, when can you close? I need to make sure when I'm representing my client that we pick an offer that works for their timeline. So maybe my client needs to close quickly so that they can move down to Florida. Sounds wonderful. Or maybe they need an extended closing time frame so that they can go find another property somewhere else. So you need to work with your buyer's agent, whoever that may be, to make sure that you are structuring your offer and your closing time frame to accommodate the seller. Okay, in this market, you accommodate the seller. I'm sorry, that's just kind of how it is. So that's number 4. Number 5, now we can spend days on this, but number 5 are contingencies. What do you as a buyer put in your offer that the seller needs to do before closing? Or what do you need to do as a buyer before you can close? So common contingencies might be a home sale contingency. Maybe you as a buyer need to sell a property before you can purchase this house. Or maybe inspection contingency. appraisal contingency. Those are just some common ones, which maybe in future videos I'll go over into more. But for today's purposes, that some of your contingencies as a buyer might persuade or dissuade the seller from going with your offer. Okay, so those are the 5 key components of what I'm looking for as a list agent when picking and sorting through offers: price, deposits, financing, closing time frame, and buyer contingencies to buy the property. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to call, text, or email me, or comment below. Until next time, guys, Jackie Crawford-Ross with RE/MAX Professional Associates.